Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you this look and I'm gonna show you how I created while I talk and review a few of the products that I've gotten recently in my collection. I decided that I wanna review and give you guys updates on most of the products that I've gotten, and they haven't been few because I got a lot as gifts, and you will see that in upcoming hauls and on past hauls that I've been doing per category. Also, I purchased a few things with my low buy no buy points, and you will see them in action on this video. And I received a few products on PR from Urban Decay and Laura Mercier, and also Buxom, so stay tuned for that. And just if you're interested in seeing new lip products, I'm gonna also give you swatches of products, then this video is gonna be for you. I'm showing you here Cherub by COSMETIC, how I used for the first time the Rare Beauty blush, a hated product that became suddenly a favorite, the Anastasia Nouveau palette in action for the first time as a first impressions. So if you guys want to see my review on me creating this beautiful everyday look, then just keep on watching. Okay, you guys, so to start, already as a foundation, I'm wearing the Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation. I have to update you guys. It makes my skin look like skin, but it's not the most long wearing on the humid weather where I live. Right now, that doesn't matter to me. I've been just using it as an everyday foundation. A little goes a long way. I'm wearing little to no foundation these days, like just the smallest amount all over my face, and that's it for me. And I don't need it to be full coverage, and it truly is not. For me, it's a light medium coverage. You can build it, but it's only gonna get you to a medium coverage. I've been loving it. Just you have to expect for it not to be an Estee Lauder Double Wear, and your oils will pick through if you're oily. Like me, that I have combination skin and I get oily on my T-zone. And then something else that you've seen me use on a tutorial that I did of viral makeup, it's the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. I have mine in the shade medium. Is the bronzer that I'm already wearing because I didn't want to show it again to you. This has been loved, and every time I open my bronzer drawer, this is the first bronzer that I want to grab. Even on top of the NARS one, but they're both up there when it comes to my favorite bronzers nowadays, and I would have never think that it would happen to me with cream products. If I had to choose right now, my top bronzer that I reach for the most is the Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer. So the first thing that I've been using is the Schwarzkopf Got to Be Glued Styling Spiking Glue. This is water resistant, and I've been using it to do natural brow. And you guys, I've had this for I think 4 years now. One of my favorite makeup artists mentioned it once, and I purchased it I think about 5 years ago. Then it went viral. So I've been using it every single day because it didn't work for me at first. I was just not applying it the right way. I even gave another one away that I have for my makeup artistry kit because I didn't know how to use it. Now it's a staple. I've been using it every single day for about 2 weeks now. This product has replaced my Givenchy Mr. Brow Groom. I love the packaging of that one, and I will probably repurchase. That's my favorite brow gel. But this has been better than the Brow Freeze, the Anastasia Brow Gel, the Givenchy Mr. Brow Groom, the Benefit one. So this is just beautiful if you want your brows to stay put, but they do feel crunchy and set. So what I do is I apply it and then I push with my finger up. You could use a spatula if you would like, and then my hairs will stay that way all day, and then I will go with powder or a pen and do a light wash of color. Today I applied it after foundation, but I usually apply it first thing before foundation with a clean brow. So now this brow looks a little bit wonky and it's hard for me to apply foundation on top of it, so that's why I always do first the brow glue, and then I apply my foundation, and then I color the brows, whatever I need to color in, because I don't feel like I need to color them that much when I do this. But you can see the difference. My brows have never looked the way that they look now since I started using this product. Okay, you guys, so the first thing that I'm gonna use that I only used once and didn't work for me, and I want to give it a second shot, is the Transfix Matte Concealer by Natasha Denona, and I have it in the shade 3W Warm. So let's just see how this one will work. I will apply a small amount and see how it blends, because last time it picked up my entire foundation. And I rely in concealer a ton. I just love concealer, and I think this is the one step that we shouldn't skip. I would prefer to skip foundation over concealer. I'm gonna talk to you guys while I reapply my cream bronzer. It wasn't that bad in the sense that I could use it, but I think I'm gonna declutter that concealer right away, because as you guys saw, it sets super quickly, so you barely have any time to blend it into the skin. And I just want some playtime. I want to let my concealer sit for a fuller coverage. I want it to be creamier and not super dry. I don't have a dry skin type, so I couldn't imagine what it would do in a drier skin type. It's not a concealer that I will reach for over the rest of the concealers that I have. And mind you, most of the concealers that I now have in my collection are drugstore, and they're way better or feel way more expensive and elegant than this one. To try to fix the cakiness that the concealer was up to on my forehead and my under eyes, I applied Fix Plus. I have the coconut one. I love this one. I think after repurchasing this last time that I did, I just want to keep these in my collection and always have one again. And this has been a staple for years. Buxom sent me a PR package. This is the first one for me, and it's super exciting because they make one of the best lip gloss formulas. So they sent me this little boom box, and I think this is so adorable. And it's because of their new release. They released the Plum Shot Collagen Infused Lip Serum, which is this one, the one in the shade Filler, which is the clear one. Two new shades, which are Gilt and Flush, and they have a little bit of a sparkle in them. And this is basically something to prep my lips, in my opinion. You can wear them on their own. I'm gonna use a Flush since this is the new one that they have. This will plump your lips. I have to compare it to the Too Faced one that I love, like a side by side, to see if it works the same. Thank you, Buxom, for your beautiful PR packaging. It just made my day. This is the Rare Beauty Happy Blush, and I've been wanting to get a few shades of this. I've been actually wanting to put that on my kit, but I haven't found any reason to do so, and I just wanted to try them. I know that you only need the tiniest amounts because I've seen the reviews, and I agree. I was hoping for a more cool tone color, but this is beautiful. This is one of the dewy formulas. So those two dots will be enough. I'm gonna just try and place them all over my face. You can see a little bit on my nose and the sides of my nose. I've been using a brush for it, but I'm gonna try and see how it blends with a beauty blender. Just wish me luck. And I've been using it even to go to the gym, just underneath foundation, and I think it looks super pretty because when I put powder on top to set it, it looks like it comes from underneath my skin. So that's my go-to look right now with blush, or just a heavy powder blush like I've always loved. But you can see that only two dots and I look like I have blush on without looking like I went overboard. If you want to build it up, you can apply more, and I know that different skin tones will benefit from the pigmentation of this product. This one I've been wanting for a long time. This shade Fair is just too light for me, so I have to use it as a highlighter. I wish I could have that or try that on my skin color and then as a bronzer, but right now I'm not in any hurry to get this type of product for my collection because I'm not that into highlighters at the moment. I just don't get to finish that many cream highlighters overall. I have to say, this is a product that it's a staple on every makeup artist that I follow. It's a little bit thicker than I was expecting. I don't know if it will have room on my bridal kit right here because of the weather. I don't know. I have to try it out more, but it didn't blow my mind when I first used it. I've used it only about twice, and then this is the third time that I've used it. It's pretty, but I don't know. It doesn't pick up my foundation or anything. But I think that if I would want to add that to my kit, since I've heard that it goes bad super quickly, I would prefer to go maybe for the e.l.f. dupe that everyone is talking about right now. That would be more affordable for my makeup artistry kit. It's a product that I wouldn't use that much, I don't think. So I think I would prefer that, but I may at some point buy the mini size of the darker one to use as a cream bronzer, since I've been into cream bronzer that much. I could apply more of the Rare Beauty blush, but I have another blush that I'm going to show you, and it's a powder blush. And I wanted to show you guys, since a lot of people are scared of the Rare Beauty because they're super pigmented, I know I was, that they can look super natural and beautiful on the skin if you like a hint of blush on your cheeks, and you can always build it up. You guys, you have been seeing my lips get plumper and plumper. It's the beautiful Buxom product. I know I will use those up. I just have to compare it to the Too Faced one. So now a product that I purchased, because these are my type of go-to lip products, and this one I use sometimes on its own, you know, or as a lip prep, since I'm gonna show you a few lip product formulas that I got on PR. This one is the Hint Dash, and I purchased this one myself. This is in the shade Resting Roses, and it's the shade that Hint Dash uses. I know that I would love for this to come in a pinky shade, a pinky matte shade, and the same formula, just a pinky tone, because these tends to look deeper on me. I can dab it on, but I have to be super careful. Now when I'm applying it on top of the serum, the Buxom serum, it's not as hard to work with. And it's not because the product is hard to work with. It's that it's more pigmented than I would have want. So I want a hint of color. I don't necessarily want to build it to the richness that this product has. Pretty rich if you want it to be rich. You can see it right here. It can be really deep. So I prefer a hint of color on my lips to make me look alive, and I love that. I love that I can get that color, but I prefer a shade more on the pinky side. So I'm using this to basically prep my lips and not look dead while I film the rest of the video. That way I can review this one for you. I love it. I love the formula. If you feel it, it's a different formula. It's like a dry or matte lip balm, but it still hydrates your lips. But I would love another shade. That's the only thing. The shade is the only thing that I would change. Now I will set everything with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is the last one that I have, and I go through them like crazy. I just opened this big tub. They did the bigger one for the 25-year anniversary of the translucent powder, and they came up with a talc-free version, and I know they came up with a pink version, and they have the under eye one, they have the luminous one. I have all of those Laura Mercier powders. If you want me to do a review like I did on the tinted moisturizers and just show you how they compare and which powders I would use for what, please let me know below, and I would happily film that video for you guys. Oh, I almost forgot that the reason why I put the translucent powder right here, it was because of the puff. I had to order a few supplies for my makeup artistry kit, and I ordered some sponges. These are the AOA sponges, and I've been using one and it hasn't gotten any weird stuff. I've been loving it so much, and I've been using it only on myself, but I have a bag filled with them for my makeup artistry kit. And I ordered these ones that are supposed to be going viral on TikTok and YouTube and whatnot. And this is a way of applying powder that it's beautiful. You need the tiniest amount of powder, and it makes your face look super blur. I've always loved the Laura Mercier puff, but this one is so much more convenient because of the shape of it. So I basically tap it all over my face, and it helps me set everything without moving my foundation. For bronzer, I don't know if I've used this one on camera before, but this is the Gucci bronzing powder in the shade 02. I think I would have gotten it in 01 if I knew how pigmented this would be. I've used it about 3 times and I really like it. It's just that I haven't gotten used to the application. I'm gonna use my Sonia G Chic from the Lotus collection. You can see how pigmented that is, and even though I tapped the brush, it does blend. It makes me a little bit afraid when I start applying it. So the end result I really like because it's sort of a reddish bronzer, which is something different than everything that I have in my collection. I tend to love something more like the Hoola bronzer either neutral or yellow, but this one is different from anything that I have. Other things that I love about this powder is the packaging is beautiful. The engravement on the powder, it's amazing. The scent is just... And then it comes with this little brush that I will actually use to contour my face and my nose. I didn't use it today because I forgot, but these brushes I do use. I was super sad to hear that Benefit discontinued their brush that came in with the blushes, because those brushes, I use them. I even use them on my makeup artistry kit, and when my Ita brush is dirty, I will use those to contour my clients' faces. Okay, so you can see that it blended in beautifully and I love it. For highlighter, this is one that I always wanted and was a gift by Janet. This is the Master Chrome in Molten Gold, and this is beautiful. I just haven't been using highlighter, so I'm gonna grab the tiniest amount here before the blush that I'm gonna be using today. This is super pretty. You could even use it as an eyeshadow for an everyday look. You can see how it picks up the light. You can see it better on this side than on this one because the window is right here, so it's basically blinding it in itself. The light is blinding it. Here I have lights that are not natural lighting, and you can see how it picks up the light beautifully and it blends into the skin. It doesn't look super thick or shimmery, it just looks metallic. For blush, I actually have these two from Laura Mercier that I wanted to show you because these two are Peach Shimmer and All That Sparkles, and you guys know that Laura Mercier makes one of my favorite formula of blushes, but I actually filmed how they look in a video that it's gonna be up, I think, next week, where I'm swatching on my face. I think I don't have only 3 shades of the entire range of blushes, so you will see these ones in action, and I'm gonna be ranking them on that video as well, so you will see the favorite ones. But I wanted to show you this one, which is another product that I purchased with the points of my low buy, no buy, and this is the Heaven's Glow Radiant Veil Blush in the shade Cherub. Oh my goodness, this is just perfection. I'm also planning on doing a video about Dior, the Dior blush Rosy Glow, and a few blushes that I could use instead of that one, not as a replacement, but just I could pick any of the blushes that I will show on that video and I will feel the same way. This blush is just sort of that one, but better. They're different, but this one I would choose over any other blush right now in my collection. These Cosmetics blushes are blowing my mind, and you will see that I picked up a few more after trying Baroque and I couldn't be happier. I think they're just one of my top blushes. So Becca went away and now Cosmetics is replacing that spot for one of my top 3 blush formulas with the Heaven's Glow Radiant Veil blushes. This color is described as a soft, warm baby pink, and it has a beautiful glow to it. And this formula, you can use them build up, and you can use them on your eyes, and you can use them basically as a mineralized skin finish. You can see it right here. This color is supposed to resemble the color that little cherubs have on their cheek. So cherubs, if you don't know, are angels. So you can see the art in the Cosmetics design, and you can see it in the box as well. Okay, for this one I'm gonna use the detail brush by Sonia G with the Lotus collection. So I'm gonna pick up a ton of it and I'm gonna start applying it on my cheeks. I love the glow of these Heavenly Glow blushes. Now my lids are prepped with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in the shade Eden. I love this one because it gives me a blank canvas, and I'm gonna be using this one, which is gonna be my first time using it. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nouveau palette, and this one is just beautiful, inspired by art. You guys know that I love Anastasia eyeshadows, and almost every single one of my palettes, if not all of them, have a lot of pans. So Natasha Denona and Anastasia are my most used shadows in my collection. The color scheme on this one called My Name because it's so different from the rest, but it could be a beautiful bridesmaid type of palette, and it could be beautiful for me too. And if you guys know, lilac is basically my favorite out there type of eyeshadow that I could wear all over my lids. Since on my last video I did a purple look, I'm not gonna be using that one as an all over shade, so I'm gonna go in and use the greens. And since they are green but they feel like they're almost like a neutral or a nude, I can wear them for my doctor's appointment today. The first color that I'm gonna grab is the shade Fleur. I'm gonna use it with my blending brush, and I'm gonna pack it to be my transition shade. And then the edges of that I'm gonna be blending in with Paloma, which is the bone shade. I can do even a mixture of both and then diffuse the transition. And I think that for today I'm gonna go in with the bolder shade, which is Lily, because it has a switch to a pinky tone, and those are the colors that I love to wear every day. This eyeshadow feels super soft to the touch, and it looks like a topper, but when you apply it on your eye and you look at it up close, it has a base, but it's just a weird, beautiful shade. You can see the green speckles of shimmer, but it does have like a pink or like a floor color underneath of it. Floor was the transition that I used first. Now for my lower lash line, I went in with Floor as the main color, and then since this palette doesn't have like a highlighting shade different from the one that I use all over my lid like Lily, I'm gonna go in with Wisteria as my inner corner color, just to give it a pop of color, and because I just love lilac shades. And then with the color Isle, I'm gonna blend that lilac shade in with Lily. So it's not a color that it's similar to Wisteria, which is the lilac one, but I'm still gonna use it just to make the transition smoother without using Lily, just to see how this one performs. And then to define my eyes, I'm gonna go in with Metro, and then I'm gonna go in with Muse. So these two, finer brush on my lower lash line and my outer corner, and see how that can just make my eyes a little bit more defined. As the first impressions, I love how this palette performs. I wasn't expecting any less from ABH. I wish it had a black, because I never get tired of blacks or deep browns, but this one, even though it has a sheen to it, performed like a dark brown would perform on me, even if it's not a matte shade. You can see how I used it to define the outer corner of my eyes, and I always go in with eyeliner to finish my looks. I will have to keep playing with it more. I was just saving it to do a first impressions. This one comes with 2 less shades than the other Anastasia palettes, but the pans are also bigger, and this one looks better. If you would see, as a person that uses her Anastasia palettes a ton, the packaging on the other ones, it tends to get super awfully dirty. This material, it feels more expensive, it looks more expensive, and it feels like it's gonna be a cleaner type of packaging. So I would love if they would, right now, even the permanent line of eyeshadow palettes would switch it up to these beautiful packaging out. I wanted to give you an update on the BISSU Tintaline eyeliner. This was a gift from Janet. She told me that she knew that I would love the BISSU eyeliner because it was creamy and black. And then you guys know my favorite is the Rimmel Scandalized. So right here, this is the BISSU one and this is the Rimmel. If you see them, they're both super black, but then what happens to me is that the BISSU doesn't set quite as beautifully as the Rimmel one, even though they both claim to be waterproof. I wanted to do a try on in which I would put on one side the BISSU one and then on the other one the Rimmel. Maybe I will, and I will give you a second update, but so far it hasn't taken the place of my Rimmel one, because this one, if I don't set it with eyeshadow, it will smudge a little bit more on me. It's not that it's gonna bleed out completely, but it will smudge in comparison to the Rimmel one. These are the Urban Decay by Lip Balms Unbreakable Liquid Lip Color. Are supposed to never smudge, and I actually tried 2 shades before filming this video when I received them about 3 days ago, and they truly are unbreakable. They say that you have to be careful with fire because they are flammable before setting. I don't know how that works. They have uncompromised comfort and they're lightweight. I can't say that they are, but they are not like my favorite lip products, which are balmy products that you feel like you're wearing nothing on your lips. So since I did the lilac, I want to show you guys how this color looks, because these are not the type of shades that you see me wearing. And the shade is Solo Player. So you have to shake them before using them in order for them to stay on your lips. And I'm gonna remove them because I'm gonna use a different shade. I'm not gonna go to the doctor wearing this color in particular. It's super bold. It's more on the warmer side when compared to the one that I'm wearing on my inner corner. And they are opaque on the lips. The color ends up being opaque. They're not sheer. I think since I have two lip products underneath that are more on the balmy side, they look a little bit more sheer than they truly are. So this one still looks wet, but they will set completely and they will keep like a bullet lipstick type of feel to it. But when you kiss your hand, or even I was trying it on my husband, like kissing his cheek just to see if I could bother him with a lip stain, it didn't budge. It didn't move at all, and I even slept in it. I took a nap in it and it didn't budge, and I was wearing the darkest shade, which would be for sure a shade that would be a bothersome shade. So I'm gonna swatch the 3 shades on my hand so that you guys can see them. Okay, you guys, so here you have Solo Player. Then the second one, which is the darkest one, is Once Strangers. And then the other one, which is the nude one, is the one that I'm gonna be using the most for sure, is the color Safe Word. Okay, you guys, so I removed that lip product because the shade I'm not gonna wear, and I don't want to wear an uncomfortable lip product for me for every day. These are not the type of formulas that I go to for every day, not even a bullet lipstick. So they are comfortable. Who would I recommend them to? Someone like my mom. She loves long wearing lip products because she tends to like to retouch her makeup throughout the day. And then also she wears red lips every day. Whether it's more on the wine side, more on the strawberry side, or just primary red, she will wear a red every single day, even on Sundays. So for her, this formula would work amazingly because she would shake it up and then she would do her lips and they will stay put most of the day at least. When I tried the darkest one, it lasted for about 8 hours without me touching it, and it was transfer proof by the end of the day. It wasn't completely perfect by the end of the day, but it was almost perfect, 95% perfect. Then this one is one release that I'm super excited about, and I could do a lip swatching video or choose my top 5 from it and show them to you. These are the Laura Mercier Petal Soft Lipstick Crayons. And if you guys saw my favorites, I love the Merit lipsticks. They are like a lip balm and a lipstick, and they're buildable. These are sort of the same category of lip product, being a different formula. You can build them up and they give you a hint of color at first, and you can build them to be more pigmented, but they feel like a lip balm on your lips. And I love applying them and then rubbing them in with my finger to make them look even more natural, as if they were my lip color. And the shade that I have here that I'm gonna try today for you guys is the shade Elodie. And this is a beautiful pinky nude shade, and I think it would go perfectly with my look. This is when you apply it more on the pigmented side, and what I do is I rub it in with my finger, because I find that a less than precise application really rubbed in with your finger makes your lips look bigger and more natural. These are described on the website to be the first sheer matte lip color that makes your lips beautifully petal soft, with 12 hours of weightless wear and 24 hours of instant and overtime lip softening hydration. So I do think that this formula, it's targeted towards someone like me that doesn't go for a matte lip every single day and that prefers an easier lip application. So you can see how this one would become part of my favorites, and these ones they have their place. I would use them on clients for events. I would use them on myself for events. I know this will be my go-to, and maybe this one I can give to my mom or to darken other colors. And this shade, I know it will replace one that I have similar from Tarte that it's running low for videos and whatnot. The formula per se is nice. It's a nuanced type of formula, but it's not necessarily gonna be my everyday go-to lip. And those are the type of products that I would purchase with my own money, like this one. And I'm gonna swatch 3 shades for you guys. And then if you want to see the rest of the colors, I can do that, or I can do it on a short video. So you can see them right here. Louise, Laura, and Elodie. Okay, you guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed creating this look with me, and that you took me with you when you were doing things at your home. Only thing I didn't like from the entire trial was the Natasha Denona concealer, Transfix matte concealer, and I'm gonna pass it on to someone else so that they can enjoy it. It's just not worth it for me, since I have so many things that I've been loving, to keep this one. And I'm thinking about maybe giving one of these lippies away to my mom if she wants it. The rest of the products I'm super excited about. I've been loving the blushes. I just love the bronzer. You can see the bronzers, my brows, I think they have never looked better. Even though today, since I was supposed to the got to be brow first before foundation, and I wasn't gonna film my foundation today, you saw me apply this different, and this looks a little wonky, but it doesn't look that way every day, I promise you guys. I feel like they look natural and fuller than they have ever looked. So that's it for this video, you guys. I enjoyed filming this video so much. I was super happy to film this video. If you guys want to see anything on my channel, always leave it in the comments below. I always read your comments and answer back. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. And every single one of the products here, except for the concealer because I didn't like it, is gonna be linked below so that you can shop them if you want, and that way support my channel. That's it, you guys. I love you, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.